What's going on, Husker Nation? What's going on, YouTube? This is Real Men Wear Kills TV. I'm back with Joy, and well, that was tough. That second half was tough. Um, 21-17, we lost. 21-17. Wow. I mean, that's a tough. That's definitely a tough loss to have, especially with especially with how the first half went. Um, I really thought that we were going to. I really thought we were going to win. And the first half, going in halftime, we were up 14-6. I thought the offense played pretty well. I thought the defense was playing great. Um, USC was struggling. You know, we were looking good. Momentum was all in our favor. We were looking good. Second half. Second half to me felt like started coming. There was a book series that started coming out when I was a kid. I think I was in like high school, not junior high, high school, somewhere in there. I can't remember. Um, but Lemony Snicket called A Series of Unfortunate Events. And that's really what the second half felt like, a series of unfortunate events. Um, Dylan Raiola got hurt. I hope he's okay. We'll find out as the week progresses. I tried to see if there's any injury updates this morning. I didn't see any. Um, so I don't know his exact status, but I'll find that it was an ankle injury of some kind. Um, I know from the press conferences, Rule said that Dylan was in a lot of pain and he just didn't feel like Dylan could continue the game. So we got a chance to look at TJ Lateef. Um, and really, Dylan getting hurt is where momentum shifted. It really was. Um, and it shifted in a big way. We got to see TJ Lateef come in, and I'm not blaming TJ. He's a true freshman quarterback. We saw why he's back. He's a good quarterback. He's an elite. He's an elite potential quarterback. It's like Dylan is an elite potential quarterback. And they both have the potential to be elite. Dylan right now is just much better. That much better. Sometimes the that's literally all the difference in the world. Sometimes it's just that little tiny bit. You know, TJ hasn't had the reps hasn't had time to have the reps with the stringers. He's still developing. Um, and it's going to take him time to get there, but he's going to get there. Um, I don't know if Dylan's going to be back for the UCLA game or not. Um, so we might have a week here where they're game planning around TJ Lateef. I don't know. Um, Definitely going to be doing some more shorts throughout the week as I find updates. Um, the shorts seem to be doing actually very well compared to the long form videos. Still going to be doing the long form videos, but I am definitely going to be doing a lot more shorts. Um, keep you updated on the progress on the new studio. I'm hoping to have that done this week, so hopefully my long form pregame video will be down in the new studio, which is literally straight below me. Um, so we'll see. Um, were there questionable calls? Yes, but at the same time, we have a situation where we had a situation last night where to me it looked like TJ just wasn't comfortable with the first string offense. It looked like he was a little bit in over his head. Now, granted, the last time we saw him, I think it was against Houston Christian, if I remember correctly. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong, please, down in the comments below. It's in general help the algorithm and help get this video out to more people. Um, but I think it was against Houston Christian, and we were up like what, 4 scores. you know, um, so it's a big different environment. You know, less capable. You're up against a less capable team against Houston Christian, and he looked a lot better during that game. And I know there's been this train of people wanting to see TJ more than Dylan and all this other stuff. We just saw why Dylan is QB1, TJ is QB2. TJ is not quite there. He's still in development. I think he's got the mental and physical tools available to become a great quarterback. He's just not there yet. He's a freshman. I think USC realizing they were going up against their defense realized they were going up against going after a freshman. They're like, okay, well, they were chomping at the bits quite a bit more to try and get him. And yeah, he had some moments there where we saw his potential, but it's just not there. Um, Anything could happen on any given Saturday, and we see why TJ is still in development. Why he's QB2, not QB1. Um, all in all, it was going to be hard for him anyways, and I think he did the best he could. I think he played the best he could in that situation, and he admitted in the press conference he needs to get better. And I think you combine that with we lost another O lineman to an injury during the game. Shortly after Raiola, you know, it looked like it just there was a lot of things that just looked like we played well. It looked like we played well enough to win, but we still lost. And like I said, I think it was due to basically a series of unfortunate events, bad calls, a limited game plan for if Raiola goes out. Um, there was a lot of things that hurt the team and led to this loss. I don't think blames rest with any one individual. I really don't. I think it's a matter of, you know, one thing led to another. There were a lot of positives in the game. I think we saw improvements in the O line. I think we saw improvements in defensive play. Um, let's look at the defense. Like seriously, look at the defense. The defense basically shut down one of the top passing offenses in the country. Held them to not being able to really implement their pass game. Forced them to run. And yes, there was times where USC looked like they were running all over us. But again, we're a flawed team, and I still think Rule is going to get us to the promised land. I really do believe that Rule, given enough time, given enough resources, will get us to the promised land. I think I heard like over 60 elite recruits were at that game on official visits. you know, when was the last time we had a coach that did that? Had that many, potential recruits at a game. Elite and potential, elite recruits. We're talking 4-star recruits. We're talking 5-star recruits. 4 and 5-star recruits. You know, when was the last time we had a coach who had us bowl eligible before November? Now, granted, it was right before November, but it was before November. You know, the trajectory of this team is moving in the right direction, and we can't argue against that. And anyone who is arguing against that is nothing more than a boomer. And you're going to have that crowd. You're going to have that crowd. For who anytime we lose, they're going to be like, "Oh, fire this person, fire that person, get rid of this, get rid of that." Okay, if you're so good at coaching, why don't you take the job? I mean, seriously. Um, I've kind of built this channel about being positive about Nebraska, and I'll admit, I was after that first half performance, I was like, I'm ready to drink the Kool-Aid. When got let out of my sails a little bit though. Um, like I said, I don't think there's anyone to really blame for this loss. I think this loss is something that we need to learn from as a team. I think Nebraska needs to learn from it as a team, and I think we're going to come back against UCLA and we're going to do really well. You look at the rest of our schedule. Iowa's always going to be a fight. Um, Penn State is not looking that great. They're struggling, so that should be an interesting game. Um, I am changing my. Honestly, I mean, I think we can win out the rest of the season. And yeah, I was wrong about what the Vegas odds makers were saying that we were going to lose. Um, I was wrong. I'll admit I was wrong. And unfortunately, I was wrong in the wrong direction. Last week I was wrong in the right direction. On my score prediction. We actually scored more points against Northwestern than I thought we were going to. About 2 more points than what I thought we were going to. But wrong in the right direction. I love admitting when I'm wrong in the right direction. When I'm wrong in the wrong direction, it's a little bit harder. But I'll admit I'm wrong. I was wrong, and the reason I do these videos, these long form videos, the day before and then the day after, especially with the day after reaction videos, is when I'm watching the game, I'm watching it as a fan, and I think when I do these shorts, like if I start doing these halftime shorts and whatnot, and immediate gut reaction short um videos, I think what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to give it to you as a fan, let you see the emotion, let you see where I'm at. When I do these long videos, and it's the biggest reason I do these long videos the day after. Um, I don't do these game day. At least I'm going to try not to do them game day. Is I need time to go move from fan mode to analyst mode. And yeah, I'm not a professional, analyst or anything like that. Like, just a fan who understands the game and you know and whatnot. But I do have to, for these longer videos, so that I'm accurate with you guys, so I'm accurate with things. I need time to process what I saw in the game, get an idea of where the team is at, and really give you a more analytical opinion. Um, Nebraska is on the cusp of greatness, and I feel Rule has gotten us to the cusp of greatness. We're not there yet, but we're close. And the next, 3 games, so 4 weeks, is going to really. We got UCLA next week, then we got a bye week, then we got Penn State, and then we got Iowa. So UCLA, bye week, Penn State, Iowa. These are going to be some tough teams for us to play. I think we can, and we have the potential to win out. Not making the playoffs this year, but at least we were in the conversation. We had that potential to make the playoffs. Um, I don't know if Raiola is going to be back for the UCLA game. Hopefully he is. If he's not, well, you know, if he's not, then well, hopefully, they take this week to really get Latif ready for the UCLA game. Um, like I said, I think it comes down to lack of preparation for TJ Latif to have to come in, and lack of game plan for it if he had to come in. And I think the team's going to learn from that, and they're going to do better. Um, like I said, it'll be interesting. Um, I am going to mark on my little piece of paper here. Got a little schedule card here. Um, I mean, like I said, we're still 6-3. That's not that's still a winning record. We got 3 more games left, and all of them are winnable. Um, I got to do a little research this week, see what UCLA looks like. I got to do a little research, see how Penn State's looking. I know they're struggling, and that could work in our advantage. I was doing pretty good this year, from what I understand. So I'm gonna do a little research on them as well, and I'm gonna try and get a little more information about what's going on with Raiola and what's going on with everything else. Like I said, I'm gonna be working on a new studio this week, getting things done with it. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna take a look at things. I'm gonna try and figure out things a little bit more, and hopefully later on this week I'll probably do a little short video when I find out what's going on with Raiola. Um, maybe do a couple short videos, just kind of showing you the progress with the basement studio, all that stuff. Yeah, like I said, we'll see what happens. So like I said, the view's going to change. Things are going to look a lot different. Um, Yeah, like I said, we'll see what happens. I mean, really, I mean, that's all we can do is just kind of wait and see what happens. Um, with that, I'm gonna hop off here. I don't have a whole lot more for you guys. Um, as always, go Big Red, and let's take a little time to process this game and realize that it's not as bad as it looks. So it really isn't. And yeah, we'll see how we do against UCLA and go from there. As always, go Big Red. God bless y'all. Um, one more thing here, real quick. Just to do a quick little shameless plug. Um, so if you use code GOBIGRED at houseofjoyglassworks.com, you'll get 65% off your entire first order. That's 65% off. I got some beautiful stuff out there. Um, I'm going to have some more stuff being uploaded very, very soon in time for Black Friday. Um, I got some stuff on order that I'm waiting to have come in so I can put out a kind of a Christmas collection. So, guys, we got some beautiful jewelry out there on there that are all made right here in Nebraska. Um, check it out. I know you got some ladies in your life that would really appreciate it. Some of the pieces are a little more masculine. We're releasing new products later on this month, probably just in time for Black Friday, which means I gotta start taking some pictures and getting the stuff written up for each of these items. Um, but yeah, that's all coming. That is all coming, and you guys are gonna like what's gonna be on there. Like you really are. And the ladies in your lives are gonna like them too. So with that, I'm gonna hop off here again. 65% off with code GOBIGRED on your first order. Um, but as an exclusive discount just for viewers of this channel, definitely check it out. I have some Christmas stuff coming out just in time for Black Friday. Um, so I'll be running a huge, huge sale for Black Friday. And, we're on Black Friday through Cyber Monday. So definitely check that out. Um, yeah, there's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff. Like I gotta start working on that. I got a ton of other stuff going on. I got some family stuff going on. That's gonna be amazing. Um, yeah. So, anyways, like I said, I'm gonna hop off of here. As always, go Big Red. God bless y'all, and I'll catch y'all later on this week.